You're listening to the TruBul podcast with Goonie and Nemo. You want to hear it now, you want to hear it live, and that's right.
Hey, tape recorder, listen to this.
Woo!
Guess what? Guess what we got going on?
You got episode 202 of the TruBul virtual cast with Goonie and Nemo.
All right.
Brought to you by the House of Hughes, J&T Mechanical, and recorded live from the Tactical Finish Nemosa Studios in fabulous Lukenbach, Texas. Why are we in Lukenbach? Because
it's the truth.
Because it's the truth, and it's not scripted. We have a special guest here at the TruBul virtual cast today.
Do we, though?
Yes, of course we do. It's our January spotlight artist for Vic's TruBul Texas Music, and it is none other than our good friend of the show, friend of the family, awesome singer-songwriter and author now. Author.
Oh,
I love that movie.
Arthur?
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. By the way, oh my goodness, he is also a first responder.
That's right.
And he's not all that bad with
And he's
a whip.
not all there. He's not all. No, that's us. That's us. But Aaron Tilt, our January spotlight artist for Vic's TruBul Texas Music Spotlight. Welcome to the show.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
I am doing great. Thanks, guys, for having me. Appreciate
Absolutely.
You look familiar. Have you been in one of our bands before?
it. Yeah, but Goonie kicked me out.
I did not. Our schedules didn't work out. You know, it wasn't you. It was me.
No, he was kicked out. This was awesome.
See, it was either you or me. One of us had to go.
And since you were the singer, it made more sense.
Well, see, you're a much better singer than me, so I'd like to think that I made a bad choice. Yeah, so does my ex. Oh, anyway, we're not going to go there, should we? But like I said, singer-songwriter, have some excellent music out, and also an author. Explain the book, what it's about, what it is, and why a book at this point.
Why a book? Well, I wanted to get into a more long-form storytelling. My songs tend to be story songs also, in the vein of my heroes like Robert Earl Keen and Steve Earle and Guy Clark.
Yeah.
But I like telling longer stories too, and nobody wants to listen to like a 4-hour song.
Yeah.
And it's hard to make rhymes that long.
Yeah.
So I decided to do some storytelling that didn't require musical back. No. It was a collection of things that I'd been working on for a while, and it was during the pandemic that I decided, well, I don't have anything else to do.
Right.
I might as well record a record and put out this book that I've been wanting to for a while. So I finished the stories and put them all in a semi-coherent form, and then I sent it to a friend who was an author, and he helped me kind of edit it and get it into a form that would be printed easily. And so there it is. It's a collection of short stories and then some poetry and kind of free verse things at the end.
Now, the short story stuff, are these just kind of like anecdotal stuff for your life, or just kind of things that were on your mind? Or
one of them is just a story. It's almost kind of I guess you could say it's a blending of like fantasy and folklore with historical fiction. It's set in a sort of alternate version of the suburbs of San Antonio where I live.
Yeah.
But it draws on a lot of the history of the area.
Okay.
And I used to, one of the things that I used to do for a church I had attended and worked at was take communion to all the old ladies that were stuck at home that couldn't get out anymore.
Yeah.
And they were sweet and wonderful to be around, and they were also full of knowledge and history of stories about the area, because some of them, their families had lived in and around San Antonio since before it was San Antonio.
Right.
Really.
Wow.
And so they had all kinds of a depth of knowledge that you can't get anywhere else.
Absolutely.
So I took a lot of their stories that they had and kind of wove it in with some of the stuff that I knew just from living in and around San Antonio my whole life.
Yeah.
And then kind of blended it with folklore.
Yeah.
And that's the longest story in the book. And then the other ones are sort of spiritual parables, just kind of drawing about my own experiences in life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that the storytelling process, were they stories that you just knew where you wanted them to go, or did they kind of write themselves?
No, they wrote themselves. Yeah, I did not. I sat down with kind of a rough idea of what I was wanting to say, but I really let the story kind of go where it wanted to go, and I was as surprised as anybody by the ending.
Is that the same thing with songs with you as well?
Usually, yeah. The songs kind of do that too. At least my best songs are ones that I didn't have to take a long time to craft and
Yeah.
work over and edit a lot. The best ones are ones that wrote themselves quickly.
Yeah.
You know, where I something popped in my head and I had to grab the first piece of paper I could find and get it down before the idea vanished
Right.
into the ether. So
Yeah.
it's a fun way to write. I don't know that it's the most efficient way,
Yeah.
because I'm jealous of people who can sit down and in a disciplined way and write every
Yeah.
day. But I've tried that and I can't get anything done.
The reason I ask is that's the question I always ask as a singer-songwriter is the process. Do you sit down and do it, or does it come to you? And me, it's always kind of a mishmash of everything, because doing my own thing came in a 15-minute just writing fit with Tim playing guitar. I said, just keep playing that progression. I got to get it. And 15 minutes later, we had it. We laid down a dummy track, and then we played it at HEB at the barbecue place down the street that afternoon.
History.
And then the other one, One Beer at a Time, wrote it in 94, and we recorded it in 2019. So it was a 23-year-old song before it finally got done. So it had to be a beer drinking song because I was old enough to drink. But, I hope, after 45 years of writing 6 songs on that album, it doesn't take me another 45 years
Right.
to get the next 6 done. We're working on new stuff, but that takes me to what you're doing, currently. Are you working on some new music?
Yes.
Any plans on another book? Or
Finally, all of the above.
Yeah.
Cool.
I went to record more or start recording more music a few months ago, and my recording hardware was messed up, and it took me months of trial and error to get it sorted out.
No.
I'm a little bit of a Luddite when it comes to technology. Yeah.
I'm pointing at Nemo as we speak.
Technology and computers are things that I can functionally use a little bit, but
Yep.
I'm not an expert.
Gotcha.
And mainly because I'm lazy and I don't want to take the time to learn the right way.
Yeah.
So anyway, it took me several months of trial and error to figure out that my recording interface, which is the thing that makes your instruments talk to your computer, if you're not a musician, was broken. And so I got a new one. Thankfully, the company, it was still under warranty, so they sent me a new one. But then when they sent me the new one, the recording software that I used to record the last EP no longer existed.
Oh, there you
So
go.
then I had to go find another computer program, which caused me great frustration and anger. And shout out to Steve Valencia, who I think works at 32s maybe, or 27s.
Right on.
Another fireman who came by the fire station the other day and showed me how I was messing it up. And I had just had to click this and select that, and all of a sudden it was working.
One click.
Now
One click.
I am actually going to begin recording the next album. I kind of got an idea of it might even be sort of a concept album. We'll see how it works out.
Right.
Like
Now,
the
this
storytelling, it's going to let it go where it wants to go.
Is this your third album?
It would be my third, yes.
Okay.
So
the first one was called?
First one was back in like 07 or 08,
Okay.
back when you made CDs.
Oh.
I don't know if it's pretty ancient technology.
We,
but,
we still do. We just don't sell them. It's a 1,000 seller.
right.
I've got 1,000 in my cellar.
And I sold that one at my gigs, and had I think one independent record shop in New Braunfels had it for a minute. And then when everything went to streaming, that's what I did with the last one.
Got it.
So yeah, this would be my third if you count the old one that was just on CD, which actually is on streaming also. I put that one up there. So if you want to hear my old music, it's there too.
It's also, and you can find that one, and you can find the book, Amazon.com,
Yes.
Spotify,
iTunes, wherever you get your
you're
digital
streaming.
music. My music
Awesome.
is there, and the easiest place to get the book is from Amazon. Or if you don't want to give your money directly to the Bezos Foundation, you can get in touch with me, and I have some copies, and I'll mail you one.
Gotcha.
The name of the title of the book?
The title of the book is Old Roads, New Ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the title of your first album?
Dude, I forgot.
Was
what
Bonnie
it's called.
Blue Sky?
Bonnie Blue Sky, yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Timmy had to remind me of my own.
I think the CD is around here
media,
someplace.
yes.
And then this latest album.
Fare thee wells and
Fare Thee Wells and Hand-Me-Downs.
Okay.
Yes. With cover art by my daughter, Georgia.
Very cool.
Nice.
Now,
keep it in the family.
If
There
I'm
it
not
is.
mistaken, keeping it in the family, you have a lot of musicians in the family, right?
Yes.
Is that how you get through your performances, or do you have a side band other than that?
Both. So one of my 3 kids is a musician, like better than me. He's a really good guitar player and multi-instrumentalist. Justin, who currently lives in Louisiana because he is in the Army, and that's where the Army put him.
Cool.
But when he is in town, he plays with me, yes.
Nice. And just you said instrumentalist. How many instruments do you play? I mean,
Here's
have you
the
stopped
list.
and counted, or is there how many?
3 or 4 pretty well, and then I can fool around with quite a few more.
Yeah, it's
But-
kind of like me with women.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my God.
3 or 4 pretty
Okay.
serious, and the rest I play around with. Mom, I'm just kidding. I was kidding. I don't.
He plays bagpipes with the San Antonio Pipes and Drum Brigade, and plays it very, very well, San Antonio.
That's right. That's
So
right.
one day you'll
And-
be able
and
to
he
hear it.
looks great in a kilt. I'm not afraid to say it.
I am.
My toxic masculinity, or is it my toxic femininity? I don't know. I'm just pretty toxic if you ask anybody.
And Aaron, what fire station do you work out of?
37s,
37.
which is
All
on
right.
Vance Jackson near Wurzbach, near the medical center, but not in the medical center if you're a
Gotcha.
San Antonian.
Yes.
So call
and
him.
we are, and I know. Now, as far as where you play and what you're doing, what is your favorite venue that you've played at? That just does it for you.
My home base for a lot of years, and still probably my favorite place to play, if I can have the whole band there, was Sam's Burger Joint. Played there for a lot of years.
Yeah.
A friend of mine from high school,
Oh yeah.
Eric Christensen, was their booking guy for a long time. He still does some stuff with them, but I'm not exactly sure what.
Yeah.
But I've played there for years, both with my full band and then opening up for other kind of mid-level touring musicians.
Gotcha.
And that's some pretty, opened up for Bruce Robeson
Nice.
and a few other fairly big names there a couple times. That was a lot of fun. Currently, the place I play most frequently is a place called Kinematic Brewing.
Okay.
Shout out to those folks. It's near Comfort. It's one of the prettiest places in the Hill
Wow.
Country. They really did a great job of having a beautiful setup, but it's still a fairly new business, so there's not always a ton of people there, which is a shame because it's such a beautiful place, and they make great beer.
Awesome.
So go to Kinematic Brewing.
Okay, we're gonna pause and we're gonna go over there right now.
Two of my favorite things, Aaron Tilt music and craft beer. Not necessarily in that order, but usually probably mostly in that order. Now, venues that you haven't played, what would be your bucket list place to play and why?
Oh, it would be. It's got to be Floors Country Store. That would be my
Okay. Yep.
my
There you go.
Mount Everest.
Yeah. Just because of the iconic people who have been through there,
It's the epicenter of great live music here in this town.
Yeah.
And I live on that side of town. I live in Leon Valley, so that's kind of part of our little community.
Nice.
And I saw all my biggest heroes play there: Robert O'Keefe and Steve Earle and
Yes.
Sunvolt and lots of other fun stuff.
Nice.
And then we've been, since I was a teenager, been going there for their family dances on Sundays. It's one of the last old timey dance halls where you can go with your kids.
Exactly.
And it's
Okay.
a safe place to run around.
Yeah.
Even though it's changed hands as far as ownership goes a few times in the last 10, 20 years, they've managed to keep it looking like it's always looked.
Right.
Very cool.
And
If anybody ever tried to pull a paint can out to that place, I
no.
hope somebody slapped them.
oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Twice.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have it. We're gonna level it up. We're gonna do this. We're gonna fix this screen. No, Willie kicked that screen in.
Yeah.
You can't do
Yeah,
that.
I took my kids to see Willie Nelson there a few years ago because I wanted to make sure that they saw him and saw him there before he is not around with us anymore. Although, I don't know, man, he's looking more and more like, what's his name from the Rolling Stones? He might just live forever.
That's it. Yeah, I saw Merle Haggard there right before he passed, and it was a great show. I mean, his family was part of it and everything, and it was just like a night of hits, just listening to somebody. And that's why I love singer-songwriters, because I could sit in a listening room and listen to a singer-songwriter for 2 hours, and I'll hear maybe 5 or 6 songs, and I'd feel like that was a perfect night. Before I would go to another place and listen to 4 hours of covers, and which is fine because I've done both. But I would much rather sit and hear somebody's reason why they wrote a song. I mean, that gets me, and I'll listen to a 10-minute story on that. But there's not a lot of people who want to do that. But there are listening rooms here, like was it Redbird up in
Yeah, there's actually a listening room right here.
That's it.
All I hear is blah blah blah.
Well, then let's just
Can we
turn.
get a
Let's just
song?
let's turn the fabulous Nemosa Studios into. Excuse me.
Okay, you ready?
Turn them into a listening room. Okay, so we're gonna have Aaron play a song. Why don't you tell us what song you're gonna play, and maybe give us a little quick story on why and what and how it all came to be.
I'll play you one that's going to be on the next record, the one that I'm going to start working on here for real next week, hopefully.
Oh, right on.
This is called Mary Magdalene. This is another one of those ones that kind of wrote itself really quickly. Something pops into my head, and I sit down and grab the guitar and a piece of paper and a napkin or whatever's close at hand.
Yep.
And it's been audience tested for a few years now, so I know that it'll hopefully turn out well.
Awesome.
Here you go.
Oh.
My Mary Magdalene, tell me how you handling all the expectations and all of your frustrations coming from the ones who say they love you and they only want what's best, and now they put you to the test. Riding out the storm that you can't light a candle in, my Mary Magdalene. Are you hanging out with Martha or all the other Marys? Tell me which one's quite contrary, which one's your best friend? Tell me, will this be the end of all your rambling, my Mary Magdalene? Saint Teresa and the mystics hanging out in Avalon said to send you all their best regards and put your finest on, because they're coming up to meet you for a night out on the town, and I know you won't let them down. Still riding out the storm that you can't light a candle in, my Mary Magdalene. Are you hanging out with Martha or all the other Marys? Tell me which one's quite contrary and which one's your best friend? Tell me, will this be the end of all your rambling, my Mary Magdalene? Tell me, will this be the end of all your rambling, my Mary Magdalene?
You gotta be kidding me.
Come on now.
One take. We have done 50 episodes without pushing pause. And this is
Even when people have asked and begged us to.
no exception. This
Nobody
is
wants
no
us to stop
exception
for that one. Oh, man, that one's great.
Outstanding.
I love that.
Thanks.
I love that.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And yeah, man, and you're gonna hear it. You're gonna hear it on our episode 202.
Is 202 means it's the 202nd, or is it like a college classroom where 101 is the first one and 202 is the second one?
Well,
it.
We're very sophomoric, if you ask. But when we started last year, it was season 1, episode 101. We made it to December because we started in March. So it was episode 140, made it to December. So January 1 started season 2. So episode 201.
Got it.
Second episode of the second year.
So it's like an incident number.
It's like
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
In case you need a police report.
In fireman talk, it's an incident number. Yes.
Yeah, police report, anything you need to clarify or
Totally
restraining
makes sense.
orders, that's us. So episode 2, our January spotlight artist for Vic's TruBul Texas music. Because that's about as TruBul Texas music as you get right there.
This one did not disappoint, Sarge.
Oh my gosh. We're going to have you play another one in a little bit. But before we do that, I did want to ask you this other thing. I know, you're a TruBul sports fan.
Yes.
Yeah. Cowboys, are they going to be a one and done? Are they going to
I'm
find a way to put it
cautiously
together?
optimistic that they're going to do well Monday against Tampa Bay based on this reasoning alone. When everyone expects them to do well,
Yep.
they tend to not live up to the high expectations. And then when everybody, can I cuss on this podcast?
Yes.
When everyone talks shit about them like they are doing this week,
Yes.
and I have heard nothing on ESPN except people talking shit
Yep.
about Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. So
Oh, yeah.
my hope is that will translate into good performance on the field. They certainly should beat Tampa Bay.
Yes, they should.
If you
Yes,
look
they
at
should.
how the teams stack up on paper, but
Yeah.
as we all know, that does not always
Yeah.
work out in reality.
As Boomer likes to say, that is why they play the game.
I'll put money on the Cowboys, but not a lot.
I would put money on it too, but I wouldn't put my money on it. I'd put his money on it because he's got a lot more than me, and I'll put some of his money on it.
I put some of my money on the Horned Frogs.
Oh, that's why I can't put.
Okay, Mattress Mac.
That's why I can't put all of his money on it because he got rid of a lot of it this past week. Oh gosh, poor Horned Frogs.
Or TCU.
But I do like different. What do you call it? The way things work. That's the
Chemistry?
word I'm looking for. No, it's not chemistry. I was bad at that too.
Diphtheria?
But, trends. And the Cowboys started, lost one, won one, or won two, then lost one, won four, lost one, won two, and then they lost. So if they win four, it's Super Bowl.
We're due for a win.
We're due for 4 wins.
I like this. This is a good analytics.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
This is a Goonalytics. I didn't want to say analytics because I once thought of moving the show over to dairy because there's nothing I like more in the morning than waking up and smelling the dairy air.
Whoa, stop it. Stop it.
Hey, what I meant. See, everybody always misunderstands me. You know, I'm just a fan of dairy. I was a Stephen King fan, and that's it. You know.
Okay. Aaron, I hope you can humor me.
Sure.
And the live song that you do now, would you oblige me in doing Joe Arrington, Chancla Blues?
Of course. You want me to tell the story?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please do.
Okay. So, as Timmy mentioned a little while ago, I play the bagpipes in the firefighters pipe and drum brigade. Timmy used to play the drums with us, but I don't know what happened to him. He stopped coming around. I think Jeremy made him mad. I don't know.
Lack of talent.
So we went, the pipe and drum brigade, or a few of us anyway from that group, went to South Carolina several years ago with the intention of playing at a funeral that was going to be a mass pipe band funeral for several firefighters who had died in the line of duty in Charleston. We ended up not getting to play because we all got bumped by the FDNY Emerald Society, which is a big, fancy bagpipe band. But
Big.
nonetheless, we were driving back because we had to get the rental car or the rental van back to wherever we had picked it up in 24 hours. So we had exactly 24 hours to get from Charleston to San Antonio, which is a long drive. And Joe Arrington, who is also in the fire department, who is now our PIO, or Public Information Officer, he was our bass drummer at the time. And Joe's calmed down a lot, but back then, Joe liked to get rowdy, to put it mildly. Yeah. And so we drove through Savannah, Georgia, which was cool, and we drove through Jacksonville, Florida, which was not cool. And then it got to be late at night. We drove through Biloxi, Mississippi, and we were about out of gas, and we almost got killed there. And then we were passing through the greater New Orleans area at around 3 a.m.
Yes.
And at the time, I had not been to New Orleans. Since then, I have been back a couple times and had a really good time, and I really enjoyed the city. But back then, my only knowledge of New Orleans was post-Katrina and just the things that everybody knows.
Right.
So anyway, we're passing through Louisiana, 3 o'clock in the morning, and Joe, Mr. Party Animal, says, "Dude, we should go to Bourbon Street." And I said, "No, we shouldn't.
We should
that
not.
Sounds
we
like
should not.
that sounds like a terrible idea." And Jeremy says, "No, we should go. It sounds like fun." And Gilbert was the other one with us, and Gilbert was just along for the ride. So I lost that vote, and we found a place to park eventually, and made our way down to Bourbon Street. But about halfway between the parking lot and Bourbon Street, which was where we were headed, middle of the night, Joe goes, "Oh, dang. Well, I should not have worn these shoes." And he looks down, and he is wearing flip-flops or chanclas if you're from San Antonio.
Yep.
And if you know anything about Bourbon Street, I don't really need to explain why that's a bad idea. Bourbon Street is a lot of fun. Don't wear open-toed footwear if you go down there.
Yes.
So that was the idea for this song. That was the inspiration. Everything in this song actually happened.
That's it.
This is a true story.
Yes. Love
Joe Arrington's Chancla Blues. Let me get my capo set right.
Had a baby.
I shouldn't smoke no more tonight. I'll write one more, but just to mellow out this buzz before I go. I shouldn't drink no more tonight. I'll write one more, but just to clear all of this smoke out of my throat. I don't know what I'm doing here at this godforsaken hour, except watching out for Marie Laveau. I'll just take my $7 from the slot machine at Harrah's, and I think it's time to go. 4 a.m. on Bourbon Street. Well, it ain't no place to be. Decent folk ain't got no business here, that I guarantee. I'm sure it's better in the daylight, but I ain't hanging around to see. 4 a.m. on Bourbon Street. Well, it ain't no place to be. Well, if you disregard my warning and you're walking Bourbon Street, keep a close eye on your money. Don't wear sandals on your feet, 'cause you'll be walking through the sin and the sickness and the parties from 1,000 nights before. I'm glad I came so I can say that I seen it just one time, but I ain't coming back no more. 4 a.m. on Bourbon Street. Well, it ain't no place to be. Decent folk ain't got no business here, that I guarantee. I'm sure it's better in the daylight, but I ain't hanging around to see. 4 a.m. on Bourbon Street. Well, it ain't no place to be.
Come on, tape recorder, say something.
And that one you can find on Fare Thee Wells and Hand Me Downs.
It
right?
is, yes. You
Awesome.
can stream that one, the full band version with the sort of. The way I recorded that one was shooting for kind of a Waylon Jennings 70s, all at his coked up, most glorious vibe, without the actual doing of cocaine myself.
And
Exactly.
you got it.
Yeah, it's our secret. It's our
It
secret.
worked.
Yeah. As far as y'all know. Oh man, so that's always been my favorite song. But you can find a lot of good stuff on all of his music on Spotify.
Yep.
That's where I listen to most of my music. But do everybody a favor, do yourself a favor, go to Amazon, buy it all, and then buy it again.
Yeah.
Just because.
Hashtag support small business, support local artists.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Oh, and if you're a venue and you have a band, even if it's just a single artist, solo or duo, don't put them in front of a TV. And if you do, turn the TV off.
Right.
Please.
Although I love to hear cheering after I play a song because the team got a touchdown. Sometimes I even like to hear it after I finish a song
like, all
and
right.
they actually liked it.
Yay me.
But man, it sure is good to catch up with you and talk shop. Oh man, but this makes me just want to get in the studio and write some stuff too. So
Where are we going to find that?
yeah, exactly. Where are you going to find a studio?
Okay, bye, Aaron.
Bye.
Oh man, we had a great time. We're looking forward to it. So be on the lookout for new music and maybe possibly a new book from Aaron Tilt soon. He's got his interface working. And he's got the music. You know it. Mary Magdalene is going to be one of those that you're going to want to hear along with the new stuff that he's got coming up. So
Right on.
find his music, support his music. If you see him on Facebook somewhere, like him on Facebook. He'll tell you where he's playing, tell you when he's going to be back at Kinematic. Do you have anything coming up in the next few weeks, coming up, dates?
The only date I have locked down right now is our church actually started a thing last year, and we're going to do it again of a Fat Tuesday party out in the parking lot.
How cool is that?
So the day before Ash Wednesday, which I believe is maybe middle of February sometime.
Wow.
Awesome. And what church is that going to be? Is it going to be at the church grounds?
Yeah. Episcopal Church of the Holy Spirit on Bandera, just inside 1604.
Awesome.
Right on.
So be on the lookout for that. And be on the lookout for Aaron Tilt, Kinematic. And when he plays out there, he says it's a beautiful place. Yeah, I can't think of a better place to listen to this music than having a good beer at Kinematic Brewing Company. So,
Right on.
Aaron, thanks a lot for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
We look forward to, once this thing is recorded, bringing you back on, or maybe just having you come in and just playing it.
Or just join our band.
Yeah,
you know.
we'll probably be playing some of your music from Spotify on our podcast
On our
all
tape
month,
recorders.
just to because you're the monthly artist, so we'll be playing your music there and
Yay.
telling everybody they need to go and buy it. But thanks again for coming. We appreciate it. We've always enjoyed jamming with you. You came out to the toy drive last December at Dive Bar.
Yeah.
And helped
That was
out.
very convenient. That's like 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it was very,
but you came and you
very
donated- you
successful too.
donated your time and your talent to help us out, and it was a great fun time seeing you jam again and hearing your music. So thank you again for that, and we look forward to hopefully jamming again soon, and maybe do some writing.
We'll
do
see
some
you
writing,
again.
recording something.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of talent in this room, and then there's me.
Yeah, right.
Let's get together and ruin some songs together. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Tilt.
Thanks a million, boys.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
boss. We'll see ya. Boy, howdy. I tell you what. He sure knows how to interview.
He's actually he's really great. Had a lot of good insight, some good stuff, good music. It was so good to catch up with Aaron. You know, we don't get to, but caught up with him last month at the Blue Collared Toy Drive.
Yeah, what was that place called? What was the bar?
Dive Bar.
Dive Bar.
It was a great time. Awesome
Outstanding.
time. Awesome place. We're looking forward to being back there again. Hopefully next month, February. XFL. Looking to do some
shout out to the
tailgating.
XFL.
Woo!
Shout out.
Oh, shout out to Bug with the SAFD with their tailgating.
Very cool.
They're working with Alamo Beer, trying to see if they're going to do some tailgating for XFL. They do UTSA, Alamo Bowl, anything and everything that happens down there. They're usually tailgating down there with the Roland Aguita and Josh Downs from Redline Guns.
Dude, this is like year-round football.
Finally, we're at year-round football, so now hopefully they stay in business long enough to at least make it through one calendar year of no Sunday without football.
Yeah, do.
Yes. Do not drop the ball on this San Antonio.
What other shout-outs do we have?
Oh, we've also got Rudy Fernandez, owner Blue Planet Machinery. He used construction equipment.
I went to the academy with Rudy.
Oh, he's a good
way
guy.
back in the 96.
96.
Yeah, that's when we got the academy. He's a great guy. You know, of course, first responder, firefighter. That's all we know.
It's almost like that's all you know.
Yep.
You know what else happened in 1996?
Oh, Papa Smurf, that scandal with Papa Smurf.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to give you another chance.
Ah,
You know what else happened in 1996, brother of mine?
Ramon got
No,
laid.
not Ramon.
No? Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you one last guess. You're going to paint me a picture. I'm going to paint you a picture of frozen tundra
Go ahead.
of Arizona.
No?
I don't think it was Arizona, actually.
Okay, that
I
wasn't
forget
it.
where it was. Southern California, maybe? I don't remember anymore.
Okay, keep going.
February-ish.
February-ish,
End of
okay.
January-ish, probably.
Okay, let me write this down.
Dallas Cowboys,
Dallas
Pittsburgh
Cowboys.
Steelers, a late interception, seals the deal. 1996 was the last year the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. Hey, ding, ding, ding. Winner, chicken dinner.
Okay, I was going to say like Tony Romo had soiled his pants when he was bowling or something.
He probably did back in 96.
Okay. Well,
he
that's
was-
here's to Tony.
He was soiling drawers since 1996, I believe.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Hey.
you just got to do that.
So what else we got? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, now that Aaron's gone and we're sitting here trying to, think about our life choices and stuff like that with all the good choices he's made, it's starting to make me think that I need to rethink a lot of things that I had not thought through.
Well, that's because at this time everybody has turned off the podcast because
Aaron's gone.
They were
Aaron's gone, so why listen? So we want to thank him again. You'll be hearing more music from him on the podcast throughout this month because he is our VIX TruBul Texas Music Spotlight Artist
Right on.
for January. Great music. Do yourself a favor. Go to Amazon, buy the music. And then if you want to listen to it on Spotify after that for free, go ahead.
Yeah.
But download the music. Support local artists.
it, dude. Come on.
Buy his book. I think it's like $6.99, $16.99. I don't remember which one. I think it was $6.99. on Amazon.
I think I'm going to buy a Hobbit so they can just recite the book to me.
You used to have hairy feet,
Get me a Hobbit.
Mr. Frodo Baggins. So anyway, speaking of
No, let's not speak of that.
Gandalf the Grey.
Wow.
Yeah, so go ahead and buy the music. Listen to it on Spotify. Listen to us on Spotify. Listen to us on iHeart, Stitcher, Deezer,
Yep.
Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Anywhere you can download a podcast, you can find us.
He also let us know that he's going to be putting some of the dates up on his Facebook page.
Right.
Actually, along with ours, we've got a couple of places too, and hopefully he will join us.
Yes.
To play on some of those venues.
Yeah.
What do we have coming up?
Pipe Creek, it's a backyard, and I forget what it's called.
And bar.
And barbecue or something.
Yeah, it's
we'll
over
be
there,
back
I guess, in Pipe Creek. Yes.
Pipe Creek, yes, sir.
Yeah, Kimberly Gardner. As a matter of fact, I went to the academy with Kimberly too.
Nice.
Yeah, she's a firefighter also.
Awesome. So we'll be back also in Cibolo Creek Vineyards.
All right.
We'll be back there next month and in March. So February and March.
Alpaca bag.
Alpaca bag, bro.
So, and then we're going to have a little road march to Victoria.
Yes,
coming
we'll
up
be
in
in
February.
Yes, February as well. So
I don't even know who Victoria is.
I don't even know who I am.
It's probably a secret.
Nobody cares. But we'll also hopefully be in March we'll be back St. Baldrick's.
Yes, that's
March
the
11th.
big one. That's the good one.
March 11th, we're cutting all my hair. All of this,
right.
my beautiful flowing locks will be shaved.
And that's just his back hair.
Shut up. It's
right.
for supporting children's cancer. I will shave every inch of it. My hair on my head, that didn't come out right. I apologize to all the children.
To all the hairy guys.
Hairy
Here we go.
So, yeah, March 11th, Alamo Beer Company. Hopefully we'll be back there again. We'll be playing that evening as well. It's an all-day affair for us. Maybe Aaron Tilt will come out and jam with us as well, do a set, we're hoping.
And if Aaron Tilt can't do it, maybe we get Aaron Watson to come and join us.
Right. You know, hey, you got to think big. In order to win big, you got to lose big. Right now we're losing big. So we're going to win big.
We got to be me.
We got to be me. Got to be free. Got to be. We got to be going.
We got to go. We've
do.
overextended, if you will.
You know, you can almost hear the crickets of the people who are not listening now, who are saying, "Is Aaron coming back? Is Aaron coming back?"
No.
So I don't know. So we'll have his music, like I said, for the rest of the month. We're still working on our February Spotlight Artist.
All right.
If there's somebody you want to hear, leave us a comment in the comment section.
And an email and a phone number.
Send us
anything.
an email.
Or just say, yoo-hoo.
TruBul
And
Virtual
we'll answer.
TruBul Virtualcast at gmail.com. You
All
can
right.
reach us, and Super Granny will come in and do some Super Granny,
And
Super Gmails.
Can we just go?
I love mails. Yeah.
Okay.
Till next time, the TruBul Virtualcast episode 202 was brought to you by House of Hughes, John Fest,
All right.
John and Tracy Jones with J&T Mechanical,
Yes.
Tactical Finish Nemosa Studios, as always, in beautiful Lukenbach, Texas.
All right.
Waving my willy at the boys.
Okay.
That's how it goes, right?
No.
And that's right.
Bye-bye.